Alexandra Pantoja has been chomping at the bit for a title shot and thinks a win at UFC 277 will get it done. Pantoja meets Alex Perez on Saturday at American Airlines Center in Dallas. In the co-main event, Brandon Moreno faces Kai Kara-France for the interim flyweight title. Having beat both men, Pantoja felt snubbed out of the title picture and is treating Perez as a no-one contender fight. Also, with champion Deiveson Figueiredo sidelined due to injury, Pantoja thinks another title fight takes place before he returns. I think it's a good opportunity for me and for Alex now. The title is there. The champion Deiveson is on vacation all life now. He looks big. Maybe he won't be back this year, and I think this fight with Alex is like who's next to fight for the title. I think he, Perez, thinks the same. I think how I go to the cage is for living or dying. That's my style. Sometimes you need to be smart because you have tough opponents like Perez now, but I work all day, I go to the gym and train so hard. My training partners know that. I'm ready to be a champion. Alex Perez reached a point where he didn't care who he fought. Perez has seen his past 6 scheduled fights scrapped and hasn't competed since a title loss to flyweight champion Deiveson Figueiredo in November 2020. He will finally make his return against Alexandra Pantoja on Saturday at UFC 277. Mick Maynard probably gets annoyed at me because every time there's a card in Vegas, I text him, hey, I can make 130, 135. A short notice fight because I want to fight. It doesn't matter who it is. I was supposed to fight Asker. He got hurt. I was like, hey, I still want to fight. They were like, oh, you want to wait? I was like, no, I'm not waiting. We're gonna get this fight, I don't care who it is. So I was just happy to get back in the groove of things, get a new opponent and go from there. I've just got to worry about Saturday, I've got to worry about Pantoja. He's dangerous everywhere. Not too many guys are wanting to fight him. He's probably one of the tougher guys in the division, hits hard, good jiu-jitsu, good grappling, good everywhere. Comes from a great team, so I'm just happy to be back in there. After derailing one prospect's momentum, Drew Dober is going after another. Dober is coming off a thrilling first-round TKO of Terence McKinney in March, when he rallied to stop the surging lightweight. He faces Raphael Alves on Saturday at UFC 277, which takes place at American Airlines Center. When asked about Paddy Pimblett, Dober said he'd love to throw down with the rising star, too. I want to collide with that hype train for sure. O2 Arena? That would be incredible, but yeah, he has a really solid jiu-jitsu game, and he showcased it in the last fight. He does leave his chin out there, which I think that would pose some problems when fighting me, but I'm open and game for the opportunity, and we'll see what comes up after this on Saturday. The rankings are cool and everything, a part of the rankings was incredible, but it's fighting the stars that I'm more worried about. I don't care about the number, and the gold is nice, but honestly I just want to be like a Donald Cerrone, Clay Weeder, Joe Lozon. Like those cats who have never held the gold but have fantastic fights throughout their entire career, and I'm gonna chase the title for sure. I'm gonna try and sneak up those rankings, but it's not what I put my thoughts on. My thoughts are always on the biggest and best fights every single time I'm in the cage, because I don't know when this is gonna be over for me, and so the next one after this, he can be ranked or not ranked, but I want a big name fight. Raphael Alves thinks he's the best Raphael in the UFC. Raphael Fiziev knocked out former lightweight champ Rafael dos Anjos in the main event of UFC on ESPN 39 earlier this month in what he dubbed the Battle of Raphaels, but Alves wants in the mix. He faces Drew Dober on Saturday at UFC 277. After this fight, we're gonna be victorious. I plan on challenging Raphael Fiziev, because he said he's the best Raphael. And you know what? There are 3 Raphaels there, and I am the best Raphael. So if he accepts this, and I fight him, you can rest assured he's gonna fall to me, because I'm the best Raphael in this business. It's got all the potential for fireworks. A lot of people think wrongfully that I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, but ever since I was 7 years old, I was Muay Thai. I'm a striker, and it has all the potential to actually be just basically this brawl, this all-out battle. But you know, I don't think it's gonna go past the first round, and it's gonna be like my last fight. Juliana Pena is adamant that bantamweight is the best division in women's MMA. Pena dethroned former UFC dual champion Amanda Nunes to capture the 135-pound title last December and wasn't looking to rematch Nunes at featherweight. Pena explains that her division is the most stacked and even took a shot at former foe Valentina Shevchenko when making her point. Shevchenko's lone octagon losses both came to Nunes at bantamweight, and she holds a submission win over Pena in 2017. Since the women's flyweight division was introduced in 2017, Shevchenko has ruled it, notching 7 title defenses. But Pina thinks the tougher challenges are at bantamweight. For the most part, the division, which has 2 people in it, honestly I really can't name more than 2, is just girls in the 35 that don't want to cut weight, so then they just move up to 45. Then they had to create a whole other division at 125 because Valentina couldn't beat Amanda 2 times, so then they went and cut weight and created a division for her to move down to 125. The real fights, the best fights, are at 135. Now that I've become the champion, I've opened up the door to a whole list of girls that are gunning for a shot at me. That is what I wanted. That is what I called for, and I'm in this division to fight the best of the best, so I've got a lot of work to be done at 135 before I start being lazy and not wanting to make the weight class anymore. Eric Nicksick is excited about a recent addition to his gym's roster. Nicksick, one of the top coaches at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, now is working with former UFC bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt. No Love, who used to train at Team Alpha Male in Sacramento, California, now is a Las Vegas resident and training full-time Extreme Couture, Nicksick added. Garbrandt reached the pinnacle of the sport in 2016, but since has had setbacks with losses and injuries. Nicksick is hopeful for Garbrandt's future and is eager to help the former champion get back on his feet. I'm very excited about working with a guy like Cody Garbrandt. A guy that comes from a great gym already in Team Alpha Male. He had a great run there, but really it was just his personal life had moved him to Vegas. He needed a reset. He needed something different. Now he trains Extreme Couture full-time, so I'm able to piggyback on all the great things he's done at Alpha Male, but try to give him some new tools, a new approach and new nuisances to his game that hopefully we can improve on. He's a guy that I'm super excited about. I've always loved Cody. He's been a friend of mine for years, but now having him full-time in the gym, I'm really excited about that. Since he dethroned Dominic Cruz to capture the bantamweight title in a masterclass performance in December 2016, Garbrandt has struggled with losses in 5 of 6 fights. His lone win in that stretch came in a buzzer-beater knockout of Raphael Alves in June 2020. In his most recent outing in December 2021, Garbrandt's flyweight debut was spoiled when he was knocked out by Kai Kara-France at UFC 269. He then decided to move back up to bantamweight and was briefly booked against veteran Rani Yahya for July 9th, but the Brazilian withdrew from the bout due to a neck injury. Garbrandt is waiting to get booked for another fight.